Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Molly McTurnan and I am the author of Poetic Surrender, which is a faith-based collection of poetry. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing all the books that I've picked up at writing conferences and book festivals and won in giveaways and bought both new and used lately. There are quite a few. So if that interests you, keep watching. So I just want to preface this video with two things. The first one is I have not read all of these, so I cannot vouch for content or anything else. So if any of these look interesting to you, please be sure to look up reviews and stuff before you decide to read it yourself. And two, I only paid full price for one of these books. There's quite a few, but I have a strange knack for being really good at winning giveaways. And also my library has a used bookstore where most things are like $1. So yes, when I go into this stack, those are two things to keep in mind. So firstly, towards the end of February, I went to a writing conference in Utah called StoryCon, and it was a very fun 2 days, and I got to talk to a lot of authors, one of whom was Abigail O'Brien, and I did buy this book from her. It's called Iron Rose, and it is a Beauty and the Beast retelling from Quill and Flame Publishing. This is definitely very high on my to-be-read list, and I definitely plan to start it soon. Next up, I also attended the VIP reception before StoryCon's like fancy gala dinner, and they give all of those guests a free copy of a book. So I got this one called My Imaginary Mary. It is about Mary Shelley. I think it's a fantasy. I don't really know too much else, but it was like a limited edition. It has sprayed edges and really cool artwork on the inside. And I'm excited to look into this one more, but I really don't know much about it. Next up, I also picked up a book from an Enclave author, Sarah Ella. I got the Wonderland Trials. This book I actually have read. I've read it twice already. It's just that good. But I was so excited to get to meet her in person, and then she also signed it for me, which was super fun. And then also I won a giveaway for an Enclave book just a few weeks ago for Clint Hall's new book, Echo Nova, which is a time-traveling novel, and I am very, very, very intrigued by this. I actually haven't read any of Clint Hall's books yet, but I've been following his podcast for a while and love that, so I'm very excited for this one. Also, another book I got, this one was a review copy, and the book actually comes out today, but that is Outlaw Blood by Noah Matthews, and it is a Western. It was very good, very thrilling and gripping. I don't normally like Western books. That's not the genre I typically reach for, but this was very unique, and I would recommend it. Another review copy I got was from Crossway Publishing, and this is the Dreamkeeper Saga, which is a middle grade fantasy. I have not started this yet, but I do plan to read this soon, and I've heard really good things about it. Now, another event that I went to, which was actually this month, was called the North Texas Teen Book Festival, and it happens once a year out in Dallas. And they have multiple publishers there who will give out ARCs, which are advanced reader copies of books, and so I managed to get 2 ARCs while I was there. I don't really know anything about these. I was just interested, but the first one is this, which is actually a manga book, and I'm not exactly sure how to say it, but you read these books like backwards to how we normally do, and it's just full of pictures, so I'm interested to see what this is. And then another book I got is Prom Chanted by Morgan Matson. My friend and I both picked up this copy. I'm not too sure about it, but it sounds maybe interesting. It's about, I think, a senior trip where they go to Disneyland and then get sucked into the stories. And then while I was there, I met up with one of my good friends named Corinne Heckler, and she gave me a copy of the anthology that she was published in a few years ago, which is the Tell Me You Love Me anthology, curated by Grace A. Johnson and edited by Isabel Perry. I've heard really good things about this anthology, and I've been wanting to get my hands on a copy, so I'm very excited to read this. And then Corinne and I also did a little book swap for fun, and so she gave me The Colors of Rain by Abigail Haven, and I have heard only good things about this book. It's about an artist, and it sounds like probably is going to make you pretty sad, but it's also very well worth it. It's from the Glory Writers, and I've loved everything that they've put out so far. Next up, I have another giveaway book that I've won, and this is Dawn of Grace by Jo Eileen Smith, which is it's the story of Mary Magdalene. So I am super excited to try this. I don't really read too much biblical fiction, but this looks very good. And then the last books that I've gotten, these ones I picked up at a little recent book festival that I went to, where you would bring books and then swap them out for other ones. Like, you'd bring books you didn't want and you'd swap it out for books that you did. So I got a copy of Many Sparrows by Laurie Benton, which takes place in 1774. My grandma read this and really liked it. I have not read it yet, but I am excited to. And then I also got The Fountains of Silence by Ruta Sepetys, I think it is. And again, I read I Must Betray You by this author and did like it, but it was a few years ago, and so I'm wanting to try another one of hers. So this is historical fiction, I believe, about the Spanish War, I think it is. I'm not too sure about that. And then the last 3 books I got from my local library's used bookstore, and I was very excited to find these. The first one is, I think, Lisette's List by Susan Vreeland. I've never heard of this before, but the title caught my attention, and it's about an artist and a frame maker, and it sounds very interesting. Next up is The Librarian Spy by Madeline Martin, and this is about librarians and booksellers and spies, I believe during World War II. I've had a couple of friends read this and highly recommend it, so I'm excited to try this one as well. And the last book that I got is The Road to Paradise by Karen Barnett. Again, this is a book I'd never heard of before, but the cover was beautiful, and it is a vintage national parks novel, which I think is just such a cool idea. It is published by Waterbrook, and I love everything that I've read by Waterbrook. So I'm very excited to try this one as well. I don't typically read that much historical, but a lot of these ended up being historical novels, and I'm so excited to try them. So yes, those are the books that I have won and bought and gotten for review lately. Hopefully there are some on this list that sparked your attention, and I hope you enjoy this video and have a lovely rest of your day.